Hi, and welcome to txtNationTV. This is, we don't know what episode number it is, but...
So we stop counting.
Exactly. We're back from CES. It's been a while, so we just got a lot of news to hit up.
Let's just get into it. Here we go.
That's right. We have all sorts of news to cover in because there's been a lot going on since CES. Blackberry is going to be the #1 story we want to hit up first and foremost.
Who thought that?
Yeah, we've known about it since December, so they said, you know, they're going to have an event January 30th, and so we sat and watched and kind of read everything as it happened. We saw the two new phones that are out there. It's the Blackberry Z10 and the Q10, but before we talk about the phones, the first thing most up-to-date is RIM is no longer.
Yeah, research in motion. If you didn't know what that was, don't worry about it. You don't have to. It's now just Blackberry, which I don't agree with. I kind of like having a company have a, you know, their product's not their title.
Yeah, so
they can venture off into different avenues, and I don't know, that's just personal with me. I like research in motion as a name because it sounds like we're going to work towards better.
Yeah.
Blackberry, what are you, a juice?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the way I think about it as. For those of you that didn't know anything about RIM or research in motion, it doesn't matter anymore because it's just Blackberry. So that makes it a little bit easier for them, and the unification of the name across the board so that you know everything is Blackberry. So it's Blackberry's Blackberry, no longer RIM's Blackberry. So yeah, I get where you're coming from. You know, Apple has the iMacs. It's not Apple, you know, so I get that. So. Yeah. But yeah, it's no longer RIM anymore. So we're going to talk about the Z10 a little bit more than the Q10. Just going to, real quick, Q10 is their next Blackberry 10 device that still has a physical keyboard. Yeah. So for those of you, the old school that like to do the physical keyboard, the Q10 will be available. Unknown on the time of release yet.
And a lot of businesses would rather probably still give people that are used to the keyboard, you know, be able to offer them a newer phone with the keyboard still. So that's probably why Blackberry made that one as well.
So the Z10, also known as the Z10, is their full screen, no buttons, all touch device.
Hopefully better than the Torch. Was it the Torch?
Yeah, I believe it was a Torch.
And when that Blackberry introduced it, I went, oh no, this is terrible.
But anyway, it's their new Blackberry 10 device. It's got a 1280 by 768 screen with an IPS, and it's an IPS screen that's 356 pixels per inch, so it just etches out the iPhone 5, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's dual core, 1.5 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon, which we saw Qualcomm at CES.
Yeah, the Snapdragon chips.
Awesome. So 2 gigs of RAM out the gate instead of the 1 gig everybody's been, you know, staying at here recently. They've got 16 gigs onboard memory for your apps and everything like that. Bluetooth 4.0, 802.11n, trying to stay up there with that. Micro USB, micro HDMI with headphones for your connection and everything. So likely it's going to be $149 or $199 with a 2-year contract based upon with whoever they go. They're going to be across the board with everybody.
Yeah.
It's going to be Verizon, AT&T.
They need to.
Yeah, the big four basically, Sprint and T-Mobile.
The specs on the phone work.
Yeah,
those are good. Those are good specs and should work, you know, well for any phone. It's just the name. Yeah. So hopefully this new moniker that they've went out to, hopefully it works for them.
We'll see what happens. I think the only thing that outside of all these specs that is kind of cool is the time shift on the camera, being able to kind of snap, do 7 shots, 8 shots at once, and take care of, you know, if your head's tilted this way and mine's this way.
That is cool.
Yeah. So everything else. Not so much. Keyboards, the predictive typing, we'll see what happens. But Blackberry was, you know, the big announcement, so we want to cover that, let you guys know about it if you haven't heard about it yet. Also,
as usual, there's Apple rumors. You can't go a week without a new Apple rumor.
Exactly.
Let's see, the iPad is rumored to have a new back.
Yeah.
Basically like the new iPod or...
The new iPad Mini, actually, with the back.
Yeah. Okay, change it over to look like the iPad Mini's back, which is not a bad look, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a sleek look. It's more square than what I have in my case here, which is more rounded and it's slippery. Yeah. So this would probably be better to hold. So that could be a good thing. Also, iPhone
whatever
6 is, you know, everybody goes right to the next number, even though we tell them
5S.
beforehand it's going to be 5S.
Yeah.
Don't care about it unless it's got more stuff.
Yeah, we're hearing different names. Right now, the project name is possibly the iPhone Math as well, or the iPhone Plus. We're looking at probably a 4.8-inch screen, which is going to get you out there right alongside of the Galaxy Note and the Samsung Galaxy S3, those screen sizes. Because right now, even the iPhone 5 is still smaller than the Galaxy S3, which is, to be honest with you, I think those are the two phones to have right now. Either the iPhone 5 or the Galaxy S3. Everything else is just kind of noise.
Yeah.
Even though HTC makes great phones, the One X, also Motorola and their droids.
That Huawei was a good looking phone too.
Yeah, and Huawei, which I did not know, actually supplies Cricket, which some of you, the regional carriers, smaller guys, actually supplies Cricket with some of their phones. I didn't know that.
Oh,
So
wow.
something new I learned. But yeah, and they're talking about iPhone coming back to a June release instead of a September release, so that's also a possibility. So we have all sorts of Apple rumors out there, all sorts of things going on.
But one fact today, iPad 128 gigabyte released. Look at that.
That's awesome.
$799 for Wi-Fi. I think $9,000.
Yeah, basically almost. Yeah,
tax.
it's like $800 something, $900 something for getting that. I would definitely stick with the Wi-Fi only version because my phone is LTE and I can share that because I've rooted my phone and I can do that.
Yeah.
So I would definitely stick with the Wi-Fi version.
But with that price, wouldn't you, with all the cloud-based services, and those prices aren't bad, why would you want a 128 gigabyte iPad?
Here's the thing on that, and this is more my market because I download a lot of my shows so that I can watch them whenever I want, and so I don't YouTube a lot. I mean, even though we're a YouTube show, and
please subscribe.
Yes. Even though we're a YouTube show, I don't do the YouTube thing a lot. I'm more download and watch later whenever I can, so that I can stream it out to my Apple TV or another an Xbox or whatever, because I may stream it out that way. So as long as I have that digital file that I can put to wherever I want, so I don't really do the YouTube thing because it's just not me. So for me, carrying it on a plane, 128 gigs of video, and it's not going to be 128. It'll be closer to like 114, something like that.
So mobile entertainment.
Exactly, and so that's just me. I would be the perfect market for 128 gigs.
And I guess for the people who still take photos of this thing like this,
jeez,
in video, you could hold a lot more on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see for the probably the more of a keeping it as an entertainment piece.
Yeah.
128 gigs, you hold all your stuff and on the go. I could see it that way. For me, not really.
Speaking of media and things like that, just to continue on, we want to also talk about Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, different things like that. So tell us a little bit about what was going on this past week.
Yeah, we were talking about cable cutters in recent episodes, and people are now just, watching shows online than on TV. Well, I guess the companies have paid attention to this, and Amazon has got a contract with PBS. PBS is who shows Downton Abbey. If I'll ever say that correctly, I probably won't. But it's about old England and this and thou, and I've never seen an episode. Rusty will probably never see an episode.
New. It's a period piece about Britain. I'm new.
There we go. It's jolly. So what it is they're going to exclusively have the rights to show season, I think, 3 or 4 or 4 and 5. So, like, if you're watching it on Netflix, say, Netflix is not going to have it, Hulu Plus is not going to have it, it's only going to be Amazon. So we just want to kind of, I guess, get into a discussion and hopefully hear from you what you think about it. Is now that, people are watching shows online, then just go into, you go to your TV and, used to watching CBS, NBC, things like that, but now, what do you think about this? Just shows that are available online now.
Well, see, the thing I always want to go back to is, well, not always go back to, this actually just happened recently as well. I mean, look at Netflix, who just secured House of Cards, or not secured, but it's exclusive House of Cards with Kevin Spacey. That also just got started up, and that's, people are talking about that as well. I think, to be honest with you, people are turning on their Xboxes for home media centers. People are building home media centers out of PCs.
Yeah, I have one.
Exactly. People don't care what channel it's on, I mean, for me, regular television is kind of going by the wayside other than CBS. We kind of talked about this before off camera. A lot of the shows I watch now are CBS, and they're CBS exclusives. And I don't really pay attention to the fact that who it's exclusive with. I just go to that channel and watch. And so the same thing with Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. I don't really care who has it, as long as somebody has it. So the cord cutting thing isn't a problem for me. You know, if it's just Netflix, I've got Netflix. If it's just Hulu, I've got Hulu. Am I paying $8 a month for Hulu Plus and still getting commercials and still kind of mad about that? Yeah. You know, because Netflix doesn't, you know, have commercials.
Yeah. We enjoy Dave Fennoy's voice, but we don't need to hear it every 5 minutes if we're paying the company for the access.
Yeah, so, I mean, for me, it doesn't bother me at all that one show's exclusive to the other. It just might mean for me that if I would never go to Amazon for specific things, I may never go for Downton Abbey. But it has nothing to do with Amazon. It has more to do with the fact that it's Downton Abbey, because I paid for the $79 a year for Amazon Instant and all that stuff. I pay the $8 a month for Hulu. I pay the $8 a month for Netflix. I don't really care. I'm spending $20 and I've got a plethora of video content. You know, I'm paying more for my internet connection to have all that. You know, I'm paying like $70 for my internet. But shoot, for an extra $20, I've got everything I need and I'm not having to pay for cable service. So the whole exclusivity thing doesn't really bother me. It may be for other viewers and things like that, so I don't know.
Well, just the fact that someone who's never even known that Amazon offers this service, but has been watching it somewhere else, and now Amazon has the rights to 4 and 5, and someone who's really into the show, you know, it'd be like you and 24 was out, but you know, Amazon only had the rights to season 11 and 12 of 24. And those were the seasons, you know, that it ended.
Well, I would be an irritated person, because what if I paid for this service but not that service?
Yeah.
You know, and then now I have to go pay for that service just to watch
That's happening with Netflix. They're releasing Arrested Development.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to where I think it's exclusive to watch on Netflix and not like on TV.
Well, see, I know nothing about Arrested Development, so it doesn't really bother me.
I'm just talking about these companies, you know, working with broadcast companies to kind of hold the shows that people want to watch. You know, it should just be spread across the board instead of.
I am totally with you on that. It's the same. It's the same conversation that you have with about, you know, internet and blocking certain sites and this and that. Yeah, I think that we should be able to watch it across any network, and so that's the reason why I'm more on the cable cutter side of, you know, I should be able to watch Big Bang Theory, unfortunately, across every network. But it's not there yet.
Yeah.
CBS is still having issues with putting their shows on different things. You can only go to the website, and right now, even going to the website, you can't watch full episodes.
It's just clips.
It's just clips, and that's annoying. They're trying to get it to the point. I think season 4 now is out on the TBS app. If you get the TBS app for video watching.
Yeah. And
I think the Hulu. Don't quote me on that, but you know, it's frustrating. You know, when I'm willing to go to the legal place and watch it, then the illegal place can go download it.
And networks, CBS, Fox, NBC, ABC, you don't have to pay a service to watch it on TV.
Yeah.
I would watch one commercial in between, you know, just like how Netflix does, or how Hulu does it. If I can go to CBS.com and watch a full episode of Person of Interest, I wouldn't mind, you know, one commercial every 10 minutes, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
That's okay with me, but just this whole, here's a clip.
Yeah, that is annoying. So the whole exclusivity thing, the whole commercial thing, back and forth, all the matters that go in with it, I don't think is a problem, to be honest with you. I mean, again, it goes back to how you get the product to your TV. As long as I can get it to my 55-inch or my whatever inch, you know, TV.
You trying to show off your size?
As long as I can get it to it with whatever device, whether it's the Roku box, whether it's the Xbox, whether it's, you know, the PlayStation 4 that's supposedly coming out sometime this month, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not really worried about the exclusivity thing. I just hope that we get more of a, like you said, a homogenous thing where I can watch it whenever, wherever, however I want. So
okay,
yeah.
We'll talk about someone who doesn't want us to do anything. It's China. I'll let you lead into this one.
Wow. So speaking of, there were obviously hacks all over the United States websites of New York Times, Washington Post, Twitter, which I was affected. Which it wasn't because of the password that I used was weak. It's because apparently the security software that Twitter was using on their end was apparently found out about, and people figured out how to crack it, hack it, whatever. And they broke about 250,000 users' passwords open, and basically were able to leak them. So I got an email from Twitter, which I actually thought was spam, and almost deleted it because I was like, I don't know, it says reset your password, click on this link. And it was like
I'm
Twitter.
not clicking on any link.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not clicking on a link in my email. I'm going to go to my Twitter.
Yeah.
As soon as I got to Twitter, and tried to sign in. And the first thing they said was, "Please reset your password." I was like, "Oh, okay, so this is real." Then I started reading the stories, and I was like, "Oh, so yeah."
Mine didn't. I guess mine's not that important.
Yeah, so it looks like I said, New York Times was the first that came out and said, I think it was sometime last month or whatever that they said, but they've been researching and following, and they released a story. Attackers from China, then Washington Post, and then Twitter, and then there were a couple others, a little lesser names, but basically all the big names that you know of that do the news.
Yeah.
They were all broken into. So China is not wanting us to do anything for some odd reason. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
So is it China, like they've traced the IPs, like
yeah.
So it could be just some kids, like not even Chinese kids, just American kids over there.
It could be. It very well could be.
Yeah.
IP spoofing and all that. But anyway, that's what happened for hacking. One last story before we get to the very end. I want to talk about Windows 8 real quick because I downloaded it for $15. This is awesome.
15, that's pretty
And
good.
it's a legit copy with a legit key, everything. Go to Windows Upgrade Offer.
Here's the key.
No. WindowsUpgradeOffer.com. If you lie about your purchase, and you're okay about lying about your purchase, and you can put it within a certain set amount of dates, you can get Windows 8 or if Windows 8 Pro for $15. Unless you don't want to and you want to pay $200, you can go online right now because it was $40 as of last week.
We at txTNationTV do not endorse anything Rusty tells you to do. If you do what Rusty tells you to do and get caught, txTNationTV is not liable. Please subscribe.
Anyway, we wanted to tell you we've got some new ideas and things like this.
Hopefully, 2013 is going to be a pretty exciting year for us. We kicked it off at CES, which was great. Hopefully you got to see the videos. We got a couple more in the back burner that we're going to introduce. Also, new segments coming up. We're called Text Tips, where you can send us tips, and also we're going to share tips with you. Rusty's got a securities background, so he'll be able to tell you how to, well, I don't know, his Twitter account got hacked. I don't know how you can...
It wasn't hacked!
You can take it all with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
But we're going to tell you how to hopefully secure your stuff. Tips you may have not known have been right in front of your face.
Or just things that you have always heard of people doing and you just never learned how to do it.
Yeah, or if you're just scared to ask one of your friends, like, some question that's probably simple to them, but they're the kind of person that if you ask them something simple and they...
Not me.
They're like, well, how long have you owned a computer?
I don't know what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
well, give them to us, and we'll put it out here, and we'll let you know how to fix it. Also, tell us what else coming up.
That email, I'm going to go ahead and set that up if you want to set up tips at txtNation.tv. Also on the sidelines, we've got interviews lined up. Hopefully we're going to be talking to Jessica Corbin with her fitness program that she just recently started. I don't know if you know anything about Jessica Corbin, but she used to be on Screensavers way back in the day with Leah Laporte, Kevin Rose, and all them.
She really knows her stuff.
Yeah, so she's been that tech girl for a while. She was on Revision 3 for just a few hot minutes doing In Digital with Han Choi and Will Wheaton. She ended up doing Techzilla for the first little bit before Veronica came on. So that's her background, but she's got this new thing, Fitness, which having to deal with fitness and stuff like that. She's got all sorts of things coming up, so we're going to sit and talk with her via Skype. We're not going to have her on set, but we will have her via Skype, so we'll talk to her. We've still got some other things in the queue for as far as interviews, so yeah,
We'll be
stay tuned.
promoting local businesses, so you'll see a lot more Nashville businesses being, I guess, advertised, as we'll say, on our show and things like that. And if you got any ideas, just hit us up below. Also, you can hit us up at I'm Alan at txtNation.tv. He's Rusty at txtNation.tv.
And also make sure to subscribe, friend, like, all those things. You know where we are. We're on Facebook. I'm not even going to put all that stuff out there.
txtNation.tv.
There it is. That's everywhere to know everything about us. So follow us, like us, share us, do whatever you can, embed us. We don't care.
Go out there and buy that new iPad and let us know how it worked out for you.
We'll see you again for episode whatever it is.